You are watching Political Point Magazine. Where the right is right and the left the left is always on the wrong side of history. Why? Because political minds want to know. So enjoy a conservative point of view. With tonight's top stories. Bad news for Obamacare. Two federal courts at odds with each other over the Affordable Care Act law. And yes, here is another example of the law gone bad, and it could go all the way back to the U.S. Supreme Court. We will talk about that, and also another airliner crashes, and there's word out that Russia could be involved in this one. Another Malaysian airliner crash. And also, will there be a deal on immigration before the summer, the August recess? That's coming up here. We will talk about that. And also, Secretary of State John Kerry caught on a hot mic criticizing Israel, quite revealing of the Obama administration's anti-Israel policies. And also, ISIS persecutes Christians in Iraq. But where is the president on this? We will talk about all that and more with you, the viewers, tonight. Oh, sorry about that. With your host, William Mitro. Okay. Hello, everyone. Yes, it is now. Well, my friends, it's time to lay out the stakes here, because we now have chaos going in Iraq and all this other nonsense and stuff like that. But now, when we have the biggest crisis in our history, our president is nowhere to be found. Well, he's to be found, but that's another story, because what he is doing is he's very much disengaged with the whole situation here. Okay, and this, my friends, is not what a president should do. Okay, because now we have chaos all around the world, and the president is very disengaged. He's on vacation shooting golf. Okay, and refuses to go to the border. And now we have breaking news now that in the biggest when we are having challenges with Russia now, we learn that there's another Malaysian airliner that has crashed and due to unmitigating circumstances. All right. I will call it, because this, my friends, is quite interesting. But they have found within the shrapnel, they found that debris and stuff from Russian missiles or something like that, and Putin denies the whole thing, actually, and so this as the Putin leader there. Okay, Putin, and let me show you some of the pictures of stuff. Okay, on this. Okay, we have right here, like this right here, and some of the debris in the Malaysian airliner. Okay, but that and then, but Putin denies the whole thing. All right, we have another airliner, which, and it's always a Malaysian airliner. Okay, what in the world is going on here? All right, okay, because okay, and it's like we have another Malaysian airliner crash. Okay, and Putin. Okay, and here's what Putin now, with our conflict with Russia and everything else. Okay, now, John Kerry, the Secretary of State, right? John Kerry, the Secretary of State, he on Fox News Sunday. This is what he said. This is what he said in combating Russia. Okay. Take a look at this. All right. Take a look at this. Here we go. All right. Oops. Hold on a second. Okay. Want to get that in there. But anyhow, but this is what John Kerry has said about the situation here, and it is quite interesting that we have a lot of this going on here. Okay. But this is what John Kerry said. All right. And attacking Putin, okay, on the Fox News.
And this is a moment of truth for Russia. Some of the leaders of the separatists are Russian. Russia arms these separatists. Russia trains these separatists. Russia supports these separatists. Russia has spoken out and has refused to call on them publicly to do the things that need to be done.
Okay, but however, now, we have here a situation here, and Putin is quite the evil man, okay, in all of this, okay. Now, Putin is quite the evil man here, okay. Now, Putin denies this whole thing, okay, and I wanna get into I wanna get into this because with our conflict, as Putin, this is, and if you've ever seen the cover of Time magazine, okay, they are calling our conflict with Russia, Cold War II. Yeah, that's right. Okay, we are in the midst of another Cold War, and guess what? Putin is winning. All right, Putin is the guy that the former KGB guy. All right. Now, Romney was right about this guy, about him being the biggest geopolitical foe of our time, And now there's polls out saying that a majority of Americans believe that or a majority of Americans now say that Romney should have been elected president in 2012. All right, because this guy right here, Putin, is just, he is just no good. All right, we have here a situation where we have Russia, interfering with a lot of things here now. And where is the president on this? Okay, on this little ordeal here. Okay, where is the president on this? I would like to know. But here's a clip of what the president has said.
Broadly, as I've said throughout this crisis, and the crisis in Ukraine generally, and I've said this directly to President Putin as well as publicly, my preference continues to be finding a diplomatic resolution within Ukraine. I believe that can still happen. That is my preference today, and it will continue to be my preference. But if Russia continues to violate Ukraine's sovereignty and to back these separatists, and these separatists become more and more dangerous and now are risks not simply to the people inside of Ukraine, but the broader international community, then Russia will only further isolate itself from the international community, and the costs for Russia's behavior will only continue to increase.
Now, wait a minute here. Now, he talks about Russia being a separatist or an isolationist, or being or Russia's going to be isolated, right, from all the situations here, right? Okay, but it seems to me that the person that really is the separatist and the isolationists. Okay, now I've been talking to a lot of people about who the GOP should pick for presidential candidate, and my candidate is Rand Paul, and and some of the liberals around here are crazy, especially about this because they are saying that Rand Paul's an isolationist. No, that's not Rand Paul. Rand Paul's not an isolationist. All right, and you can't, but by far I think that Obama, with his disengagement with everything around the world going on, he has been the isolationist. I mean, he is very disengaged with what's going on in Iraq and what's going on in there's been like 4 or 5 different ceasefire agreements that Hamas has disobeyed, and now they're still fighting in between Israel and Hamas, and his whole foreign policy is backwards. Okay, he's supporting our enemies. Okay, we can't see. I do not see a way into all of this. Okay, but I wanna get into this little thing here because we now have a situation here where the Obama administration is now the Obama administration is now in the midst of creating a bunch of crises in the world, okay, all over the world, okay, and this is quite interesting because, my friends, with all of this going on, okay, with all of this going on, okay, I want to get into this because, but I showed the clip of John Kerry, right, and John Kerry, okay, yeah, here it is. I showed the clip of John Kerry on Fox News Sunday, but apparently John Kerry also did another boo boo. Okay, now John Kerry and John Kerry was caught on a hot mic, criticizing Israel, and he was on the phone with one of his State Department officials, and oh my gosh, you gotta hear this. You gotta hear this. John Kerry, okay, was criticizing Israel on a hot mic. Yep. You have to hear this. Okay, you have to hear this. This, my friends, you would not believe. Okay, now you would not believe what John Kerry said. All right, listen. Take a listen to this. Okay, because it's quite interesting. Okay, and it's quite revealing of the Obama administration, of their anti-Israel policies. Now he could have tied it. He could have been tying his hands with these statements. Okay, but take a look.
All of the-
Oh wait, but anyhow, but the Secretary of State John Kerry, all right, and I want you got to see this, because when I saw this, my friends, this really took me aback, because I mean, it's not surprising, because generally, because I campaigned in 2004 for President Bush, right, when John Kerry was running for president, right, and it's not surprising that the Secretary of State now, John Kerry, okay, now he may have put himself in a corner by this, okay, but here's a clip of one of the news shows.
What he faces maybe is a problem with a bunch of critics who want to jump to conclusions without looking at the facts. And the fact is that every fundamental issue of conflict today, the United States is in the center, leading and trying to find an effort to make peace where peace is very difficult. And I think the American people ought to be proud of what this president has done in terms of peaceful, diplomatic engagement, rather than quick trigger, deploying troops, starting or engaging in a war of choice.
Really? You know what? But before I get to the hot mic here, okay, and what he said, all right. But John Kerry is not really with it, all right. And he said in that statement that there were successes, all right. Now let's see. We have chaos in Iraq, okay, chaos between Israel and Palestine, all right. And Iran is acting up. Iran and North Korea now are now chatting, about the nuclear power and stuff like that, and Iran wants to step in to the conflict between Israel and Palestine, and all of the and ISIS in Iraq has cleared out all the Christians, all right, and I'm gonna get into that later on in the show, all right. But this is quite interesting, all right, because I don't see any successes. Okay, our economy is in the tank still. Okay, there's no successes around in this administration, all right, especially with foreign policy, all right, and now we have bad news for the president. But before I get into that, all right, I wanna show you what John Kerry has said about Israel, okay, and what and the situation going on, all right, because now there are lots of, and we need to figure out what really is going on and what our pathway forward, because with all the damage and destruction that this administration has caused, all right, it's going to be really tough for Obama's predecessor, or the person who goes before him or after him, okay, it's going to be really hard for that person to get things really straight now, and because it's going to be really hard for because the world, and I was watching it on the news now that even Madeleine Albright, former Secretary of State under Reagan, okay, was even saying that to put it mildly, the world is a mess. Okay, the world is a mess, and where is the president on this? Where is the president's priorities? Okay, I can't see where the president is on this. Okay, now, but now I do not know where the president is on any of this. Okay, but John Kerry was caught on a hot mic, and criticizing Israel, with with statements like, "It's a hell of a pinpoint operation. A hell of a pinpoint operation." Yeah, that's right. And I'm going to show you these statements in a second here, because it's quite interesting. All right, because we have John Kerry, flip-flopper, who flip-flopped when campaigning for president, and now we have him for our Secretary of State. What in the world is going on here? All right, this, my friends, as we have, it's, oh my gosh, the world, we are in deep trouble. We are in deep trouble. It is, we are definitely in deep trouble. Okay, so with all of this going on here, all right, the Obama administration just can't get a grip on things. All right, and but once again, okay, I want to get before I get into everything. All right, I'm going to I want to show you something else, okay? Because this is quite interesting, all right? And it's quite telling about the Obama administration, all right? Because we will never forget what is indeed the topic of discussion here, okay? All right, where is the leadership? Okay, where is the leadership here? All right. But before I get into that, though, all right, I want to talk about this court, the new court decision. All right, did you hear about this? All right, yeah, did you hear about this? Okay, we have bad news for Obama. All right, bad news for Obama. That's right. Okay, bad news for Obamacare. Guess what? 2 circuit courts have decided on have made a decision on Obamacare. All right, and I'm going to show you this because this is quite interesting. All right, the D.C. Circuit Court ruled against the IRS orchestrating there was two basic courts, okay, on this. All right, okay, so the first one here, all right, as we get into this here, all right, the first one here,
different opinion,
right here, okay, so the first one, okay, was the D.C. Circuit Court, okay, and the second one was a court in Maryland, okay, but let me get into the D.C. Circuit Court because this is bad news for the president. Okay, they ruled against this is what they said about this. Okay, I wanna
is to ascertain the meaning of the words.
Okay, wait. In their interpretation of the law, all right. Okay, now I want to get into this because it's quite interesting. All right, but in their interpretation of the law here, okay, and this is what they had to say about this, okay, and I'm going to show you this. All right, check this out. All right, okay, and going through the Obamacare law, all right, this is what they had to say about this, okay.
To ascertain the meaning of.
Now, our duty is to ascertain, okay, yeah. So, but this is what they had to say about this, okay? Our duty when interpreting a statute is to ascertain the meaning of the words of the statute duly enacted through the formal legislative process. All right? Yeah. That's right. Okay? Just like that, okay? And so they ruled that the IRS that the IRS could not be in charge of implementing this and implementing this and also this also affects like 32 states that that didn't set up exchanges. All right, because the court also ruled that that it was up to the if the states didn't set up exchanges, then you couldn't get the you couldn't get the subsidies for it. Okay, so millions and millions upon millions now of people, thousands of people who signed up for Obamacare in these, but if they did sign up for Obamacare, but according to this decision, that they would be illegal. Okay, so but then in Maryland, okay, there was another court decision that decided that was totally opposite of the D.C. Circuit. Okay, but just like that.
Language.
And the fourth.
This is what they said. Okay, we are satisfied that the IRS rule is a permissible construction of the statutory language. All right. So this, my friends, is quite interesting, because now we have two court decisions at odds with each other. All right. And if the D.C. Circuit ruling stands, then that'll be the end of Obamacare. Okay. But based on these two decisions from these two courts, these two opposite decisions now, Obamacare now goes back to the U.S. Supreme Court for them to decipher everything out. And so this could be the end of the Obamacare as we know it. All right? It could be unconstitutional. Okay. It could be unconstitutional after all. All right. So this is bad news for Obama. Oh my gosh. All right. And so we see all of this forming and everything else. All right. But in the meantime, all right. In the meantime, I want to talk about what's going on in Iraq. Okay. These two court decisions first, though. Okay. The two court decisions, okay, come at a time when in the past several months now, the U.S. Supreme Court has handed down several defeats. Has handed the Obama administration several defeats. Okay, like recently they ruled in favor of Hobby Lobby. Okay, ruling that the businesses and some corporations are not required to pay for contraception. All right. Now liberals got all upset about that, and then they interpreted it as if they thought that the U.S. Supreme Court was banning contraception, which I think is ridiculous. All right, but in all now, all right, I want to get into situations with with all of this, because this my friends, I want to actually ask a question here. All right, okay, I want to ask a question. Okay, now, with everything going on, where is the American leadership? Okay, where is the American leadership? All right, and so we have here. I want to talk about the situation in Israel. Okay, but now with this, okay, let me show you this clip here. Okay, because we have a lot going on here. Okay, but I want to ask this question: where is American leadership on everything going on? All right, and but let me show this clip of Benjamin Netanyahu and he accurately points out. Okay, take a look at this. Okay.
That has no resolvable grievance. Hamas is like ISIS. Hamas is like Al-Qaeda. Hamas is like Hezbollah. Hamas is like Boko Haram.
Moon said.
Exactly right. Okay. Now, Benjamin Netanyahu has it exactly right. All right. Now, but my phone is blowing up with texts and stuff like that. So, my friends, I want to get into what's going on here. Before I get to the phone lines, though. Okay. Before I get to the phone lines, though, I want to talk about what's been going on in Iraq with ISIS in Iraq. Okay, that terror network, that Al-Qaeda inspired terror network, ISIS. Okay, guess what they have been doing? ISIS has been persecuting Christians. Right? That's right. They have been persecuting Christians in Iraq. Okay, a lot of the Christians now, it's now dropped. There used to be like 35,000 Christians or it was like 40 or 50% Christians in there, but now it's dropped to 5%. All right, and it's a shame now because they've been forced to leave their homes. Okay, ISIS has been telling them either you're going to be killed or you convert to Islam or leave, and they're just forced out of there, and a lot of them have left Iraq now, and it's close to 0 Christians now in Iraq because of ISIS. But where is the president on this? Okay, Obama just doesn't get it. Okay, where is Obama on this? All right, I just don't get it. Okay, and another thing I want to bring up too is will we have anything on immigration before the August recess? That's in a few days. Okay, it's coming up. Okay, we only have a few days left. All right. Okay, before the summer recess. All right, just a few days left, right? And it's coming up, my friends. It's coming up. Where in the world have we gotten off to? All right, but I want to show you some of this here. All right, but the Christians have been persecuted in there. But will we have a deal? Will we have a deal? I don't know, but I will open it up to the phone lines. Okay, if something is on your mind. Okay, so my friends, okay, let's have a discussion here. All right, so the call-in segment. Okay, the call-in segment is now on. I want to discuss a lot of things that are going on in the world today. All right, because this, my friends, is quite important, and I want to keep people up and about. Okay, we have the border chaos, but there's no deal yet on immigration reform. All right, and the president is being stubborn, and he wants to implement his funding, but his funding is not going to work. I disagree with the president. I do not think that that we should be funding lawyers for these so-called refugees. Okay, and speaking of refugees, also you know what also burns me is the president wants to declare refugee status to these people, okay, who come here from Honduras and other southern countries. All right, even though they haven't made the trip to America. Right? Isn't that crazy? That's just totally out there. That's totally out there. All right. But I don't think we will have a deal before the summer recess. Okay. Before Congress goes out. Okay. All right. So now. All right. So. Okay. So let's get this going on here. All right. Okay. We have a new number now, and I apologize last week. I apologize for last week. Okay, because the company that owns Time Warner Cable now changed the numbers for the call-in. All right, it used to be 272-3835, but now the number is, and get ready, my friends, 607-272-0319. All right. Okay, that number again, it's on the screen. All right, so what is on your political mind? 607-272-0319. All right, is the number. All right, and my friends, okay, so I want to get into everything I've been discussing lately. All right, and it is important to note that we are in chaos in all of the world, okay? So let's get this party started. 272-0319 is the new number, all right, for you to call, okay, on the 28th, Monday the 28th, my friends, okay? It is time to get this party started. So what is on your political mind, okay? Now, so with all the chaos going on in Iraq, all right, with the, okay, and like I said before, where is the American leadership? Okay, I want to show you this, okay, in the New York Daily News, all right, the New York Daily News, oops, sorry about that, okay, the New York Daily News widely points out, okay, where is American leadership, all right, when it comes to Putin, when it comes to Syria, when it comes to Iraq, all right, and it's just amazing to me that we have Iraqi Christians being persecuted, all right, like here's an example, okay, here's an example, all right, this guy right here.
They asked us to get out of the car. We got out. They took our things and our bags, our money, everything we had on us.
The ultimatum for...
Yep. Now, Christians are being persecuted in Iraq. But where is the president on this? All right, where is the president on this? You know, and it strikes me as odd, you know. You know all that fuss about his radical pastor, Reverend Jeremiah Wright? All right. Now, I don't believe that the president has a religion. All throughout his presidency, he hasn't been very religious. Here's another guy. Okay, take a look.
Our future is uncertain. Our house is now gone. They took it and put it under their name.
Asked about...
You see that, my friends? Christians in Iraq are being persecuted. And you know what's also been going on is the ISIS has taken churches in Iraq and turned them into mosques. Okay. That's right. Christian churches have been turned into mosques. All right. Where is the president on this? All right. Here's what he said at the National Prayer Breakfast.
The president.
Okay.
I look forward to nominating our next ambassador at large for international religious freedom to help lead these efforts.
Really? Are you kidding me? It's a little too late. All right, because, where were you before on this? Okay. You never said anything like that before. All right. But still, you're very absent, Mr. President. All right? There is nothing that you have done that has been a success. All right. Your whole foreign policy is backwards. You have been fueling the terrorists. You have been fueling the terrorists, Mr. President. And it just strikes me as odd that we have a president now that is helping our enemies. All right? Never before in American history have we had a president that is more concerned about helping, aiding and abetting our enemies than supporting and riding along with our friends and allies. All right? It's quite telling, my friends. Okay? Very quite telling. All right? That this president who is a lame duck president now, and I can't stress this enough, my friends. Okay? It's quite obvious. All right, that we now have no choice but to we are now in a conflict of interest. All right, because we now see that even the courts are now at odds with this administration's policies. All right. Now, and in those two rulings, though, okay, they did see eye to eye on one thing, that the president cannot unilaterally nitpick things in and out of a law that's already been passed, written and legislated by the Congress. All right. So Obamacare is now crumbling down. It's going back to the U.S. Supreme Court, the highest court in the land, that said that this law was constitutional by the Congress's authority to tax. Okay, so they ruled it was a tax, but the whole thing needs to be scrapped once again. Okay, the whole thing needs to be scrapped. All right, and I don't have much time on this note, my friends, but okay, I would like people to talk. Okay, what is on your political mind? Okay, now I'm definitely interested in what's going on, but two federal courts, okay, two federal circuit courts have totally ripped through the Obamacare. All right, and and this puts the U.S. Supreme Court now in a position to which we now see that there is something to. Now you remember, okay? Now I'm gonna go further on this, okay? All right, but anyhow, I think I have the clip of. Oh wait, never mind. That's not the clip. Okay, but anyhow, I thought that was the clip of. Okay.
Has spoken out and has refused to call on them publicly to do the things.
Okay, yeah, never mind. That was the clip that I showed earlier. Okay, but anyhow, but you just had to see. You just had to see what else. John Kerry had to say, but and I just knew that the administration would mess up. Okay, and recently, okay, you know what the U.S. did? The FAA issued a travel ban to Tel Aviv, okay, recently, okay, which the travel ban benefited Hamas, right? Okay, but however, there have been people who after the travel ban was instated, right? After the travel ban was instated, they went to flew into to Israel anyhow. Okay, like former mayor Michael Bloomberg, right? Former New York mayor Michael Bloomberg took a trip to Tel Aviv, right? And and he said it's absolutely safe, even with the conflict. Okay, so he defied the travel ban, and also coincidentally, so did Secretary of State John Kerry. All right, ignoring and defying the travel ban from the FAA. Okay, and I don't think the administration realizes what trouble they have caused. I mean, this is everything that's coming down now is a creation of the Obama administration. All right, the border chaos is a creation of Obama. Okay, the chaos all around the world is a creation of Obama. All right, okay, we never had this before Obama. Okay, we never had these types of things before Obama. All right, and it's getting to the point, my friends, where we just can't trust the government. Okay, we can't trust the government as it is right now. Okay, and my friends, it's coming down to the wire here. All right, but boy, man, it's coming down to the wire. I'm gonna test the phones here. All right, so people do call in. All right, 272-0319. All right, 272-0319 is the number. All right, and I know people have been paying attention, but I wanna know what is going through your minds. All right, because it's quite interesting that we have chaos in the world here. All right, okay, and the president goes out on vacation, and just to get away from it all. All right, he's very disengaged. Okay, and let's see, I think he's already marked over 140 days of vacation thus far. All right. Okay. Now, guess what though? Guess who rises to the occasion with as far as a presidential election comes? Okay, that is Governor Rick Perry, Texas Governor Rick Perry. Right? Yeah, that's right. Texas Governor Rick Perry comes in. All right, as the guy. Because he's got the situation under control at the borders here. All right, and my friends, it's quite interesting that we have all of this going on here. All right, because it really, 272-3835 is the number. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's not the number. But 272-0319. Okay, 0319. In fact, let me test that out. All right, let me test that out. Okay, 272-0319. All right, now I'm gonna test that out. I'm just testing the phone lines. All right. Oh yes. Okay, you see? Yep. All right. Yes. Okay. Yep. Okay, it's connected. Yep. All right. See? All right, but my friends, I would like your input. All right? We don't have that much time. 10 minutes left. Okay? 10 minutes left. All right? All right. 10 minutes left of the show. And now, okay. But there is stuff going through the Congress now, and with the summer recess coming up, the August recess coming up, we need to demand that that our congressmen and senators, okay, from all across America, we need to get serious about getting things done. All right? Because we don't have a deal on immigration yet. All right? We don't have anything done about the VA yet. All right? And recently there was a bill, a $17 billion VA reform bill that was bipartisan. It's a bipartisan deal. Okay? So that's done. All right. A $17 billion bipartisan bill. Okay, so that's done. Right. And and I think so, but now they need to move on to immigration. Okay? What are we going to do about the border chaos? Okay? They need to move on and get this done. All right? They need to move on and get this done, because everything is all on the heels of this Congress, this parted Congress, right? Okay, this parted Congress, right? And it's quite interesting that we have things going on outside, that people need to know about. We have the border chaos, the situation in Iraq, and Israel and Hamas, Syria. Okay. Hello, you're on the air. What's on your political mind?
I'm live?
Yes.
Oh, Political Pete, one of my favorite shows.
Hey.
Hey, what's your view on immigration, buddy?
Well, we need to do something. We need to focus on the border. Okay? We need to secure the border. Border patrol, border security first, and then get stuff done on the immigration reform.
What do you think about expanding the wall, making the wall longer, covering more ground?
Well, we needed to do that to begin with, and we started that under Bush, but then but then Obama shut that project down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So. And
that doesn't make sense. I agree with you, Political.
And Obama refused when he met with Governor Perry. He refused to go to the border and check out the situation.
Of course, out of sight, out of mind.
He's an idiot.
I would agree with you on that.
He's not focused. He's very disengaged with everything that's been going on.
Well, I think he's kind of mailing it in now. The rest of his term, what are they going to do? Impeach him? No.
No.
Waste their time.
No. As I mentioned before, and you may have seen the episode, but the Republicans are really distancing themselves from impeaching the president, because it would kill the GOP.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Then they look like they're just out for vengeance, and the GOP's already. We got enough troubles.
And the GOP is now focused. Is the only focused party right now, other than the Tea Party,
and I agree with you.
The Tea Party benefits. The Tea Party benefits the GOP.
Did you lean more towards the Tea Party, or where do you sit on that whole issue?
I'm conservative Republican, and
okay.
so if you vote for the Tea Party, you vote for the Republican Party. So.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
Yeah.
I would agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, good. Hey, what was my other question? So who do you think's the forerunner here for for the next election for the GOP?
I'm supporting.
Who are you going to back?
I'm supporting Rand Paul right now.
Okay.
I'm supporting Rand Paul, but there's other candidates now that are popping up, like Governor Perry now has now rised up and because of the situation on the border and stuff.
Yep.
And he has a very good beat on things, and but I'm supporting Rand Paul, and because I like his ideas and things. But another rising star in the Republican Party now is Ted Cruz, and also there's word that Jeb Bush might come into the fray.
Yeah, I'm not too high on the whole Jeb Bush thing. What's your thoughts on Christie? You're out east.
Chris Christie would be another good one, but I feel that if we had governors make better presidents.
Oh, absolutely.
Governors make better presidents, because we've had 3 governors before Obama. We've had Reagan, Clinton, and Bush Jr. And their presidencies turned out to be better.
Did you just throw a little support behind Clinton there?
Not really, because his success, the only area where Clinton succeeded was because of the Republican-controlled Congress.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I agree with you on that one.
Okay.
I didn't mind Clinton all that much.
But
I thought he did an okay job. But like you said, the GOP was controlling everything at that point. He was.
Yep.
But I thought he was very charismatic, and for a Democrat, not all that bad.
Yeah, but no, he his first 2 years were chaotic because Hillary tried to run everything. But
yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Well, you know how women are.
Yep.
No, I'm just kidding.
But my friend, I got to get into the last word of the night.
What's the topic of the last word? Because I won't be able to watch it for a few days. But what's the time?
Okay. Well, I'm gonna bring it up right now. This comes from a gaffe from our vice president.
I've been doing these whiteboards for years, and it's my turn to take the pen and talk about something I feel passionately about. Folks, thanks for your time.
Okay. And that, my friends, is the last words of the night. Okay.
Hey, thanks, Pete.
Yep.
Keep up the good work, buddy.
Yep. All right, my friends. Thank you for watching Political Point, where the right is right and the left is always on the wrong side of history. All right. Follow me on Twitter at WilliamMetro2. And also, you can catch us on YouTube. All right. So, we thank you for watching Political Point, where the right is right and the left is always on the wrong side of history.